is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. About to make his way to the ring, weighing in at 261 pounds, Kelvin Northcutt.
Don, we understand Jeff Jarrett not scheduled to wrestle tonight by order of Vince Russo. And who knows Jarrett better than Russo?
And his opponent, he is the #1 contender for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the world. Here coming to the ring by Cowboy James Storm. This is Wildcat Chris Harris.
It's Mike today and Don West from ringside. And Don, this matchup booked by Vince Russo, and the word that I heard was that Russo had advised the Tennessee Cowboy James Storm to stay away from ringside tonight. There you see the close-up of Storm for this matchup with Harris and Northcutt.
Well, the reason he did it, and you got to admire Russo for it, was Storm interfered in that last match that Chris Harris had in the handicap match against the Natural.
Match number 3.
That's right. I mean, of course, Chris Harris needed the help at that point, but Vince Russo wants to keep that from happening again, and that's why he advised Storm not to go ringside.
And I'm wondering the reason possibly behind Jeff Jarrett not scheduled to wrestle tonight by order of Russo. And of course, we've talked about who knows Russo better than Jarrett and vice versa. I'm thinking that Vince Russo may want to build up some ring rust on Jeff Jarrett before the big matchup, March the 17th, 2 weeks from tonight, when Chris Harris goes for the NWA World's Heavyweight title against the champion Jeff Jarrett.
Think about it, Mike. Today, it's a brilliant plan. You keep Chris Harris in the ring, getting the training, getting ready, throwing everything at him like he did last week. And with Jeff Jarrett, you keep him out of the ring. You keep him, like you said, getting a little ring rust, maybe getting a little sloppy, so it sets it up for Chris Harris on March the 17th.
And you know that Jeff Jarrett cannot be happy about that. He's not even here at the Asylum.
Oh, this is twice now that Vince Russo 2 weeks in a row has said, you're not on the card. Jeff Jarrett's got to feel like he's completely losing control.
Have some ground to cover, especially dating back to last week's matchup, AJ Styles and Abyss. Vince Russo ruling that since neither AJ or Abyss actually earned the NWA Tag Team titles, he's not going to reward Abyss for that interference by Lex Luger, and as a result, Russo, as the NWA's Director of Authority, he's holding up the tag titles. He'll make a decision in the future. Tonight, Styles and Abyss one-on-one, falls count anywhere.
Well, this is what you call a good old-fashioned grudge match. These two have just been tearing each other up. And again, when Lex Luger came in and interfered, again, Russo made the right decision. He didn't feel like it was right to give it to Abyss. Not after everything they've gone through. He's going to have them settle their differences in the ring. He'll make a decision on the tag championships later.
Kevin Northcutt dominating this matchup here in the early going. Repeated shots to the head of the Wildcat, Chris Harris. Oh, sets him up against the ring ropes. Nails him with that knife-edge chop.
You got to be thinking what's going through Chris Harris's mind right now, Mike, after what happened last week. He might be thinking to himself, I've got to conserve a little bit. I don't know what Vince Russo's going to throw at me, because Vince Russo told him, you're going to hate me more than anybody else. But he's determined to get the Wildcat ready. But Northcutt is in total control right now.
Now, wait a minute, Don. Hold on 1 second. You may be onto something here. Another match tonight?
Oh, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Keith Mitchell in the truck is getting word to me that Chris Harris will have another match tonight. It's going to close the show.
Unbelievable.
Against who, Keith? Who doesn't know?
They're not going to tell us. So what we've just found out is not only is Chris Harris opening the show, win or lose, he's going to have to close the show against another unknown opponent. I'm telling you, Vince Russo said he was going to do it. He's doing it. He is putting Chris Harris through hell right now.
You know, initially, we questioned those decisions by Russo last week. But as things played out, Don, we saw that there was a method to Vince Russo's madness. But tonight, he's telling us that not only does Chris Harris have to face Northcutt now to open the show, but we will also see Harris later tonight in another matchup against an unnamed opponent.
Again, I've got to talk about Vince Russo's decisions. He put Kevin Northcutt in the ring with Chris Harris first. Somebody who knows Chris Harris very well. Somebody who's fought Chris Harris in the ring so many times. What a great way to get Chris Harris ready by putting somebody in there that is almost his equal.
And at the same time, Kevin Northcutt, someone who's very strongly aligned with Jeff Jarrett as well.
Oh, yes. Vince Russo knows what he's doing. He knows there's hate in this ring right now between Northcutt and Harris. But it's the right plan. But look at this. As Northcutt's head is caught between the chairs.
Yeah, wearing that steel chair like a necktie.
Oh, right into the pole.
Just nowhere to go. Sent him right into the steel ring post. Rolls him back in. Hooks the leg. 2 and no. Northcutt kicks out at 2.
Chris Harris doesn't know it yet, but he needs to vanquish Kevin Northcutt
In a hurry.
as he can, because he's going to end the show tonight. This guy's wrestled more in 2 weeks than most people do in an entire month.
You know, you're right. He has no idea yet. We just got the word from the truck.
Oh, man.
Smart move by Northcutt to step aside. And the charging Chris Harris, the Wildcat goes shoulder first right into the corner post.
Oh, look at that. He caught his shoulder straight on. That's what I was talking about. The familiarity that Northcutt has with Harris. He could hear him coming. He knew that Harris was going to try to spear him in there. Got out of the way. And all of a sudden, Chris Harris is sitting there smashing his shoulder in the pole. I hope it's not serious.
Yeah, because the longer this matchup goes, there's more possibility for an injury, possibly just like this. And we're not sure how serious this shoulder injury is, but you'll notice that Chris Harris is really favoring the shoulder at this point.
Well, he's just going to have to somehow try to put it out of his mind. I mean, Kevin Northcutt's a brawler. We talk about it. The guy's carrying a bullet in one of his arms.
Yeah, I guess it's easy for us to say down here at the broadcast table, just put it out of your mind. But first he goes shoulder first into the corner. Then he's slammed right onto the shoulder by Northcutt, who's trying to take advantage of a situation. But you can't blame Northcutt. You see that kind of an opening, and you have to try and put your opponent away by whatever means necessary.
It's obvious that Northcutt realizes that Chris Harris has hurt his shoulder. You saw him slamming down on it. And remember, the longer this goes, the worse it is for Chris Harris. I'm telling you, Mike, he is really being put through the ringer by Vince Russo. And I know it's tough love. It's tough love, and sometimes you don't realize it, but he's got to understand what Russo's doing.
His America's Most Wanted partner, James Storm, cheering him on from ringside, and just when it looks like the momentum is going to start to switch in Harris's favor, Northcutt cuts him off. Back elbow first, shot off into the ring ropes. Harris able to float over. Going to try and elevate him here with a suplex.
He's got him up. Is he holding him up there? Yes!
High vertical. Takes him over and crashes him down to the mat.
You notice what he did there? Normally he would hold Northcutt up there for a length instead of time. Just to kind of psych him out. Not this time.
He doesn't have that kind of strength in the shoulder.
And he wanted to put him down fast. Can't waste a moment out here, Mike.
Both men slowly back up to their feet. Harris avoids the contact. Northcutt shot off into the ropes. Ooh, telegraphed the back body drop, and he paid. Northcutt up to the middle rope. Northcutt springs off. Caught in mid-move. Inverted atomic drop by Harris.
Think about it, Mike, after what Vince Russo put him through last week. Not 1, not 2, but 3 different matches.
Back to back to back.
When he wasn't expecting it. It's like I said earlier. What's going through his mind? He's got to be wondering, anything and everything can happen to me out here in this ring.
High cross body.
Did he get it?
Top, no. Just 2, says senior official Rudy Charles. That would have been very important for Harris to get the pin, get the win at this point, and he doesn't know it yet, but maybe just put some of that energy in reserve for later on.
One advantage that, wait a minute, Northcutt just takes him back.
Hit him with the Russian leg sweep.
One advantage that Harris has here is, wait a minute, is he has had to wrestle without his partner. This is the first time we've seen Northcutt in the ring by himself without Joe Legend.
Joe Legend kicked to the curb by Jeff Jarrett a couple of weeks ago. Pump handle attempt. Northcutt calls this the live from the 504 if he can take him up into the air. Block. Great block that time by the Wildcat Chris Harris. Caught him with a series of back elbows. Now off the ropes. And with the spear.
Get on! He got it?
No! Just a 2 count off the spear. I thought he was going to put him away there.
This Northcutt's a tough son of a gun, I'm telling you right now.
That's putting it mildly.
I mean, a spear like that not only does it take the wind out of you, it makes you lose your equilibrium down there, and somehow fought out of it and got his shoulder up.
Camera again focused on Storm at ringside, advised to stay away by Russo.
Here it comes.
He's here to show the moral support. Attempted the catatonic, could not complete the move.
Northcutt knew it was coming and was able to counter it, and here he goes. Whoa!
Drives him down. That is the line from the 504, and no!
Not gonna happen. Chris Harris. He's not living a dream right now. He's living a nightmare. But week after week, everything thrown at him to get him ready for March 17th.
Will it be a dream? A dream come true for the Wildcat Chris Harris 2 weeks from tonight when he challenges Jarrett for the NWA gold. Off the middle rope, nobody home on the elbow drop.
Oh, wait a minute now. Is he going for the catatonic again? Yes!
Wind him up, drive him down.
1, 2, yes!
The winner of the match, the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title, Wildcat Chris Harris.
There you see the congratulations from James Storm. Out to ringside for moral support. And the Wildcat did it. He puts away Northcutt. Headed for the world's title match in 2 weeks, but he's going to be wrestling later tonight to the back Scott Hudson and Trinity.